Hello and welcome to tonight's review of Better Call Saul Season 6, Episode 10, entitled Nippy. So we have a black and white opening. We are in Gene Takovich's timeline. So this is after the Breaking Bad timeline. We open up in a convenience store. We see like a grabber being used to get something off a top shelf. A lady on a mobility scooter can't reach it. She places her orders. She's clearly somebody tries to help her, but she's clearly not the type to just accept help. But later on, she's making her way home and her scooter gets stuck in the snow. And who is there but Gene putting up flyers for his lost dog, Nippy. So they have a short conversation and she realizes she doesn't have much of a choice but to get some help in the situation. So Gene goes to give her a little push, but as he's doing that, he snips the cord in the back of her scooter, so it just clunks out and it doesn't work. This is part of an elaborate plan that he's got cooked up that he will, slowly gets revealed as the episode goes on. So after he cuts the wire, we get the new intro for Better Call Saul. It starts kind of the same, but then it cuts to a blue like VHS screen. So, we see a taxi pull up to, what's her name? Miriam's house. And it's her son, and he has an Albuquerque air freshener on the car. This is also going to be important later. So he comes into the house and seems to recognize Gene and is immediately suspicious that he's there speaking to his mother. Gene speaks with him privately outside and he kind of like entices him to get in the game. He's like, I'll get you in. I know what's going on, basically just tempting him to do a job, which we will see as things progress. Back at home, Gene listens to police radio and digs up his old pinky ring and puts it on, sort of putting on a little piece of the Saul Goodman mask. This is followed by a sequence where we're shown Gene getting in good with the security guards at the mall he works at. So at the Cottonwood Mall, he knocks on the security guard's door. Frank and Nick, those are the two security guards who work there every night. Frank is Jerry from Parks and Recreation. I enjoyed that little cameo. Actually, not so much a cameo. He's throughout the whole episode. So, the scheme involves routinely visiting security and giving, I wrote down that he's trying to kill Frank with Cinnabons because he's getting him a Cinnabon every night. But as it turns out, he is timing how long it takes him to eat this Cinnabon and not look back at the camera to see if he can get a window of opportunity at the Lancaster's department store. So, we see this go on. He's kind of building rapport with Frank by talking football, and at first like Gene has no idea what he's really talking. He's just kind of nodding along and playing along. But as it goes on, like they're like miming football. He's had to like learn all this like football stuff just for the sake of the scheme. So Gene is fully in character. Right, he's got a 3-minute window which Frank takes to eat his Cinnabon. And next we see him at the Lancaster's department store and he's counting his steps. Like you see him counting his steps, he's kind of doing it nonchalantly. One of the customer service people like comes and asks him if he needs any help with anything. He's like, no, I'm just browsing. But meanwhile, he's like making an elaborate floor plan of the department store. Something that I noted that could be some foreshadowing is there was a sign in the department store and the first 3 words of the sign were "Celebrate your fall." So I think this is a theory right now, and it's all it is, but I'm pretty confident actually that this will be the downfall of Gene Takovich slash Saul Goodman slash Jimmy McGill. That is what we're watching. This is gonna go to shit. So he is planning to rob the mall with Jeff, and the manager of the store, when the plan is set to go down, they make a note of her saying, oh, she like sees a smear on the floor, and she's like, oh, make sure to have them buffed. As soon as I saw her say that she was gonna have the floors buffed, I was like, oh, somebody's gonna fucking slip and fall. It's gonna happen. Like that's a Chekhov's gun if I've ever seen one. So the floor is polished, and we get into our what's it called? Our scheme, or our plan, if you will. And this involves Jeff's friend bringing in a truck into the loading dock and unloading a box that isn't supposed to be unloaded there. So Kathy, the manager, gets on the phone with Steve from dispatch, which is actually Gene, which this might be a slip up here, because at one point during the call, one of the Cinnabon employees comes and goes, Gene, is everything all right? So if at some point this kind of like comes back to bite him in the ass, I think that'll be the moment. I think it'll be because his name was said over the call, but he plays it off. Then, I wrote, like, while this whole thing is going down, like, you could see, like, I wrote, like, I don't know if you could see that, but he's going to slip. The tension is ridiculous. Fuck, he's going to fall. And then fell and hit his head. I called it. So that happens. And everything is going according to plan. Frank is eating his Cinnabon, and right as the 10th one, I believe it's like the last thing he needed to pick up, he goes to run past, and then of course he slips, boom, hits himself on the back of the head, and he is out. And at that moment, I just wrote, fuck! And then, so Gene goes into this Hail Mary story with Frank about how he's depressed, and like his parents are dead and his brother's dead. He hesitates when he talks about his brother. I think that's a little because you know, he's remembering Chuck there a little bit. And then it works. He eventually does get up. Gene is able to successfully pull off his time stall, and afterwards Gene looks like he's gonna have a panic attack, but they get away with it. Plan goes, besides that fall, according to plan, they get away scot-free. And then they go to meet up afterwards. You know, Kathy opens up the store, he gets out. They pick up the shipment that has all the stolen goods in it. I think it was like 3 of each like designer good. Patagonia vests, Air Jordan sneakers, you know. So, and then Jeff's looking pretty happy and pretty pleased with himself that he was able to pull this off. They all meet up later, and Gene reveals that this has all been a scheme to blackmail them, mutual assured destruction. This is a federal charge if they get caught. So it seems that Gene had picked up on Jeff knowing who he was. So this is his, you know, his insurance scheme. Like, you can't tell on me because I'll tell on you type deal, you know? And he's like, oh, but we're all friends. He's like, no, fuck that. Nobody's friends here. And you've never even heard the name Gene Takovich. You don't even step foot in the place I work. We're done. Say it. And then the other two say they're done. I don't know. Like, in the past, civilians haven't been great at this type of stuff with this show, so this might come back and bite Gene. But we will see. We'll see. So it ends on... so, of course, Miriam comes, but like they're able to play it off. It looks like Jean's just helping them with a car. She doesn't see anything about the stolen goods or the scheme they have going. She's all good. And then it ends on Jean going back to the department store, and he's like kind of browsing, and he finds this really tacky, like too much going on shirt and tie, and it's just like something that Saul would wear for sure. And he kind of like picks it up and, you know, plays with the idea of wearing it, kind of models it in front of the mirror, and then like puts it back. So he's not fully on board with, you know, he put the pinky ring on, but he's not putting on the full getup. You know, probably for safety. So we end there, and then I caught a little bit like that I caught a crossroads, and that's it. I realized it was a preview for the next episode, and I turned it off. I was like, oh no, I don't want previews. I kind of messed up last time with that, where I watched the preview and I didn't realize I was watching the preview. So I had set up a poll on Twitter, and basically saying, did you think we were going to get Walter White in this episode? We did not. We jumped all the way forward to Jean. And that pretty much like seals it. If we do get Walter White, I believe it will be in the very final episode, maybe in like a bonus scene after we wrap up all this Jean business. If we get him at all, I think we will. We had a little reference there. It was I think this might have been the first like time Walter White has been spoken about in this show. So they don't say his name, but they reference a chemistry teacher, and this is kind of how he got Jeff and his friend on board, saying that like he was broke as shit before he met me, and I made him rich, and I could do the same for you. You know, his whole sales pitch. And that was season 6, episode 10, Nippy. My thoughts on this episode, I thought it was really solid. I appreciated all the little, you know, I appreciated the Parks and Rec cameo, and I thought he played that role perfectly too. The way he ate that Cinnabon so precisely really cracked me up. It was a nice little idiosyncrasy, I guess. I would probably give this episode a 9 out of 10. It was really enjoyable, and it's a lot of setup. I think we only have up to go from here. Like I'm super interested in seeing where this time, like I can see the writing on the wall. This is not gonna end well for Jean, Saul, Jimmy, whatever you want to call him. This is gonna be the story of a downfall here. Bigger downfall than he's already experienced, because he's deciding to go back to this, and it's not going to end well for him. I think this will finally be, because he's kind of been able to get away with a lot, even though like it hasn't ended up great for him. He's not in prison, he's not dead, and he's been able to avoid that by laying low. I think that all ends here. He's going to either end up in prison or dead by the end of this. That is my prediction. And we are watching his downfall. Anyway, I am so excited for next episode. I have no idea where this could be going. Who we are going to... Is Jean gonna just... Is he back? Is he back to being like the scheming trickster that he always was? Or was that just a little, was he doing it so that this dude would stop looking into him? I don't think that's it, because I think if he hadn't done anything at all, this dude wouldn't have found him. I think he just can't help himself. So I think that's the direction we're gonna go in, and that's it's gonna be not a happy ending. Jean made reference to a happy ending in this episode, and I think the ending of this episode is about as happy as it's gonna get. Not to say it's all gonna come crashing down immediately. I'm sure, you know, it's slipping Jimmy. he always has a few tricks up his sleeve. But ultimately, this is going to end poorly for him. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Please consider leaving a like, subscribing, checking me out on Twitch, echo_lens over there. I do gaming and stuff, and sometimes I talk about TV and movies. I'll do like a just chatting segment for just that. Yeah, thanks so much for watching, and catch me next time. I'm going to try to keep bringing them up a little earlier. I was able to catch it on the night of, so this will go up a little earlier than my other reviews have. Yeah, have an awesome one. I hope to see you in the comments. All right, good night.